Asthma is a life-threatening disease that doesn't particularly show any evident symptoms before arising. A simple allergic reaction can cause the blockage of your windpipe. It is a dangerous reaction which can often be fatal if not taken care of promptly. Asthma attack can come about any time of the day without any prior warning. It is not untreatable, but it is still life-threatening and shouldn't be taken lightly. Asthma is a prevalent disease that affects about 25 million Americans. The severity of this disease is something not to be taken lightly. Proof is the recent incident that occurred in Virginia, where a local resident, by the name of Nancy Mitchell, was taking out trash from her apartment to the dumpster like every other day. What happened next was something she prayed never to experience again. Nancy Mitchell, a resident of Virginia Beach, was taking out her trash, and for her, it was like any other day, until suddenly she started feeling heaviness inside her chest. With a blocked windpipe and inability to breathe, she knew it was something alarming. Although she was used to her asthma attacks, but this one was different. The severity was very high, leaving the poor woman gasping for air in the alley. Unfortunately, her inhaler was inside her apartment while she gasped for air outside, near the dumpster, unable to walk or breath. We can only imagine what she must be going through, feeling helpless and alone. Traumatized with the loss of control over her bodily functions, she thought her time had come. Luckily for her, Joshua Gibson, a FedEx driver, was in the right place at the right time. Joshua was ending his shift for the day. While delivering his final parcel in the apartment where Nancy resided, he noticed her and her uncanny movements. At first, he thought she was greeting him. He was perplexed, but still responded with a hi until he realized that the poor woman was in dire need of help. Joshua rushed for the rescue and quickly got Nancy's inhaler from her apartment, administered it, and also called the ambulance. Not just that, but the hero of the day also sat down beside her until the ambulance arrived. I was huffing and puffing, and I wouldn't have made it. I got to my front area here and just collapsed. I wouldn't have survived, so I'm very grateful for him, Nancy said to WTKR while holding back on her emotions. Undoubtedly, if Joshua's presence of mind didn't come into play while comprehending Nancy's help-seeking state, things could have gone pretty worse for her. At first, he thought Nancy was greeting him, but after he assessed the situation, he quickly sprang into action, and that is what saved Nancy's life. Although she still landed in the intensive care unit at the hospital, but her condition wasn't critical. According to Nancy, this wasn't the first time she suffered from a serious asthma attack. She had a similar attack almost 5 years ago. But during that time, there was no mailman like Mr. Joshua present at her aid, which is probably why she was brought to the hospital with a much more serious condition and things got pretty critical. Well, kudos to Mr. Joshua for being a lifesaver. However, the story still begs a question. How was he aware of the exact measures to be taken? Well, Joshua told WTKR that he recognized the woman's struggle as he had seen similar situations before. He said, "My brother had real bad asthma when we were kids, so I knew what was going on after that. It was because he had witnessed what an asthma attack looks like. He knew how to deal with the situation appropriately and save the woman's life." Amazing. The story doesn't end here, people. The mailman kept leaving notes at Nancy's doorstep after days of the incident to keep a check on her health. This little act speaks volumes of his noble and caring nature. His heroic actions were the talk of the town. He was appreciated and applauded by every single person. For his courageous attempt at saving a life, Joshua, the FedEx driver, was awarded a certificate, a $300 gift card, and a News 3 People Taking Action award. The award was bestowed to him at the same spot where he, along with his heroics, was able to save a person's life. Joshua was extremely grateful for all the fame he had gotten, but it is apparent that he never did it for the recognition. He explained that when he saw Nancy choking, gasping for air, and collapsing helplessly, the only thought that crossed his mind was to act sensibly and do whatever it takes to bring her out of the misery. What a man! We salute your benevolence.